Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted episode 194. Coming to you live via the Total Non-Stop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favourite shows. I am your host, Bison, and today I'm joined from the man from his own mind, from the prison of his own mind, the Joker. Hello, buddy.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just saying, episode 194.
Yeah, I know. The clock's ticking to 200.
I mean, 6 weeks away.
Yeah, God. It's scary. Scary thoughts.
Yeah, we're 6 weeks away. And I had this thought. Now, I don't know what you think about this. I mean, we'll mention it later as well, later in the show once most of the people are in.
Yeah.
But why don't we try something different for our 200th episode? Now, instead, I mean, I could still go and see if I can get some, some talents or whatever to do us some, congratulations, making it 200 episodes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've got an idea. What if we get our listeners or our watchers or listeners, our TNI tribe members, to do us some videos, talk about what TNI means to them, or how much Mir hates me, for instance, about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Offer congratulations and what they like about the show, what they don't like about it, whatever they want to do. Do a video and send it to us, and then we will feature it on the 200th episode. What do you think about that?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really, really good. I mean, we could get Barry and Mir could send some stuff in there, and Eric could send us a video. I mean, loads of people. Courtney could send us a video in. We want to feature the real stars of the show, of course. Our chat. Let's face it, it's our TNI tribe are the real stars of the show. So let's feature them. Send in your videos. Do a video of yourself talking about the show, what you like about the show, your favorite hosts, or whatever you want to do. You can offer us congratulations, or you can condolences, whatever it is that you want to do about us reaching episode 200 of Impacted, which I think is a pretty cool achievement. I was impressed with 100, let alone 200. 200's, that's a big milestone, right?
Huge. It's amazing. It's been 4 years since the joint we kicked the whole thing off.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. We had you.
Yeah.
You
COVID.
And me. Right, there was all that going on, but there was you and me. Impacted, this carnation of Impacted, this live incarnation of Impacted didn't start 4 years ago. This is like 2 years ago, right?
About 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
2.5, 3 years. So we've been going 2.5, 3 years. I you know what? I can't even remember the date of the very first show. Can you remember? I know you're pretty good at remembering.
So I think it was around about mid-August, October, or somewhere in October. But I know we basically restarted around about now. After I come back from hospital.
That would have been 2022 then, was it?
That would be 2022, yeah, when the pandemic had hit, yeah.
Yeah, 22. So we've been going a while. So we've hit 200 episodes, which I'm super proud of. I mean, it's going to be what? So we're 194 now, so 6 weeks away. We're going to hit episode 200, and I think if you guys do us some videos, if you do us, whatever you want to do, send us some pictures in. I mean, I can imagine that Zach Bonifer could do some interesting stuff. Yeah. Maybe he could pull out the ODB Bison gifts or whatever it is that he did. I don't know, but I'm sure there's loads of bits and bobs we can pull out from somewhere, and it'd be really cool to have you guys kind of get involved, and we can play your videos on the show and keep them clean. You know what I mean?
No left watching.
No left tits, right? Whatever. We don't want to see any left tits, all right? So,
what if PCO leaves a message?
Well, if PCO leaves a message, that would be absolutely incredible.
No, I mean you got no objection to left hits, then, do you?
PCO, absolutely no objection whatsoever. Absolutely, no, you're definitely correct there. Like I said, we may get a few surprise sort of videos or turn
Yeah.
ups or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure we'll sort something out. We always do. But it'll be great to have your guys' input involved in our 200th show, because without you guys, we wouldn't still be here, would we? Because if we didn't keep tuning in every week, what would be the point? So it's good to have you with us anyway. It's good to have you all with us, and I think
it was like overwhelming enough meeting some of the fans when we went down to Coventry a couple of years ago. That for me took me back. I was just like, fuck, wow. The amount of appreciation and everything felt then, I honestly can't put it into words, guys. You guys tuning in every week, and it's just been incredible. It's been a huge mental health boost for me for a start off. I'll say that much.
Exactly. It's been a hell of a ride this past sort of 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so proud of the TNI UK team. It's just amazing. When Trent and J-Bone brought me on, and well, I say Trent and J-Bone. I mean, realistically, the old scumbag himself was him and Trent really, and then J-Bone got involved, and it was great. And I've really had I've had a blast. I've had a blast with this, and long maybe get another 100. Let's get a 300. That's what I say.
Yeah.
But it's been fantastic, and it's great having all you guys with us as well. There is one little thing that we need to obviously, we need to mention straight away, and of course the sad news that our condolences are going to the friends and family of the legend Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan, who passed away earlier this week. Very sad news. Kevin was an absolute legend of the business, and of course he was the devil himself quite recently on TNA, if we remember.
He was Rosemary's father.
Exactly, yeah. He was
James Mitchell's boss and Rosemary's dad, essentially.
Yeah. There we go. So how about that? And he was the only man. That was the only person it could have ever have been. But yeah, it was great but that was fantastic to have that little cameo with Kevin. But he's going to be fondly remembered by many wrestling fans from all over the world. So yeah, real sad. But our condolences go out to the friends and family of the legend Kevin Sullivan. Okay, now the biggest news I suppose we could say is that BFG location has finally been revealed, and it's going to be in Detroit on Saturday, October the 26th. Now, it was also revealed that London was 100% considered. They were looking at venues in the UK. They were looking at London, but for whatever reason, they decided to go with Detroit. Now, I know that cost was one of the issues, because I think if they brought it to London, bringing all the sets in and all that kind of stuff wouldn't have been cheap, I'm sure. So I totally understand that side of things. But we still need to have a tour, lads. I mean, come on, what's going on? Can I just say a quick hello to Mir and Somerset Slammer, who's in the house today. We've got Barry Monkey, and of course Eric's joined us already. If you're here, guys, don't forget to leave us a hello. And don't forget to get involved in the show, because obviously you guys are just as important as we are. Now, with that said, with it being in Detroit, now, who famously comes from the Detroit area that effectively isn't necessarily wrestling related? I'm not talking about the Motor City Machine Guns or anybody like that. Who else comes from the great rock city of Detroit?
Oh, wow.
Come on.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Kiss come from Detroit. And not only do they come, that must mean, is there a possibility that we could see the Kiss Demon come back
Oh yes.
and
We
appear
need Johnny Swinger if he comes
at
back.
BFG? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, of course, Axel Foley. Yeah, Axel Foley. That's for sure. Oh no,
Elvis.
it's been said, mate. It's been said. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Limpster UK's joined us, and he believes.
He believes, does he?
He believes.
Of course, it's all the other end of the bloody time thing.
I can't believe you've not got it already lined up, mate.
I had something
I
else
can't believe
lined up.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Limpster, you're going to have to say it again. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
There it is. There it is. Afternoon, Gibson.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh man, how many times is this going to come up? Amen, Eric says. Fantastic. Now listen, guys, what we were just saying was, for the few of you that have recently just joined us, we've got our 200th episode coming up really, really soon. So what we've decided is on our 100th episode, we had quite a few wrestlers and
Guests that we had.
Guests involved in the business, sending us well done's and congratulations making 100 episodes, blah blah blah. But we think on our 200, I'm not saying none of that might happen because it could do, you never know, but what I think would be really cool for the 200th episode is if we got you guys involved in, you guys that are with us every single week on the chat, getting involved, sending us messages. Why don't you guys send us some video messages with regards to, what the show means to you, who you like, dislike, and, like I said, Mia can send me a hate message or something. I don't know. But what you guys think about the show that join us pretty much each and every single week, it'd be nice. And we could feature you on the 200th episode, because let's face it, like I said before, this show is nothing without you guys getting involved. So we do appreciate you. So I think it'd be really cool if we featured you guys a little bit on our 200th episode. So if you want to send us a video, get involved. It would be really good. Right. Let's get back. So like I said, could we see the Kiss Demon in Detroit? Could we see, who else could we potentially see? Well, like I say, Elvis. We could see Elvis. That would be interesting. I doubt it, but you never know. Apparently
Eminem.
Madonna, Eminem. Could we get Eminem at BFG? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I think it's probably more likely we're going to get the Kiss Demon than any of those people mentioned.
Well, if the Kiss Demon comes, we need Swinger.
We need Swinger, do we?
Yeah, we need that Call Your Shot gauntlet at Bound for Glory. Have the Kiss Demon and Swinger come back in and carry on where they left off last time.
Yeah,
try and get his autograph again and get thrown over the ropes.
Yeah, that would be great. Good God, I don't know. Kiss Demon all the way for Detroit Rock City. That should be the theme tune for BFG. Yeah, Detroit Rock City. Yeah, it'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be good. Detroit Rock City. That'd be great. Anyway, NXT Joe. Now, I know you said you didn't see it, and you hadn't even caught up on what happened. But I can tell you now, Wesley attacks Joe Hendry while he's cutting a promo in the ring with, of course, Ethan Page. Interesting feud, obviously, with Josh Alexander in TNA going on at the moment, and possibly a feud with Ethan Page on NXT. Yeah. Interesting. Now, Joe Hendry will face Wesley Pete Dunne next week on NXT for the number one contender spot to face Ethan Page for the NXT title. Is it? I think it's at No Mercy, I believe.
Wow, that's going to be incredible. Wow, that's huge, and it's also I mentioned, I said it to you before we came on live. That this is a huge bump for Wesley as well after what happened with where he got pushed back up to the spotlight with the Rascals, and
So-
I could see him get going for the world title now. He's got that huge amount of momentum behind him, just that short stint with the Rascals, and then turning on everybody, making it, bringing himself back into the fold of it's my business. This is my company. So if he takes out Joe Hendry, that would be brilliant too.
I could totally agree. Look, Somerset's getting a bit excited now. He's think Tom Selleck apparently comes from Detroit. So we could have Magnum TA versus Magnum PI. Yeah, we could. That would be awesome. I'm down with that one. Yeah, definitely. I'm down with that one. So it says Wesley could be wrestling Zachary.
Yeah,
Wentz.
that's something else I could see. Obviously that it's not over between Wesley and Zachary Wentz. So that's another thing that could be coming too. But in general, just to give Wesley this match after all that is just showing that the whole stuff for the Rascals, it really did push him back into the front, and they did it the right way. They didn't just chuck him out for just to have some guys to fill the gap. They made him a main event star, which he already was. But they was reminding everybody he wasn't paying attention to him really. Like, this guy is someone to be looking out for.
Yeah, exactly. And last night on social media, though, Jordynne Grace, after seeing what happened with regards to Wesley and obviously all the other, people that were getting involved in all of that, she creates a new phrase. So TNA Zist, was it TNA Zists, as in racists, TNA Zists, on social media, which I thought was quite good. So I thought I'd bring that one up because I mentioned TNA Zists. There you go. They're the racists, TNA Zists. But she loves it.
It almost rolls off the tongue.
Almost. Bit of a struggle for me with my lisp, but there you go. Anyway, Scott D'Amore kicks off Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling with a big show at St. Clair's College. It's going to happen over 2 days, and it includes 3 agents. I think Jinder Mahal, some other guy as well. I can't remember who it was. Plus TNA stars like Josh Alexander, Giselle Shaw, etc. It looks like, it's going to be a pretty big couple of days.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's going to be filmed.
Yeah, I've subscribed to the YouTube channel to keep track and everything.
Have you? Well, I know that's going to be on what do you call it? It's going to be on Triller, or formerly Fight TV. It's going to be on there. There you go, Limpstar. Jinder versus Shera. That could happen. No, it certainly could happen now, couldn't it?
Definitely.
Sure. TNA Cysts. There you go, TNA Cysts. But anyway, Maple Leaf. It all looks interesting, and obviously there's no ill will there as well. Scott was also on Busted Open this week, and he cleared up a few things with regards to his TNA release, and there's no hard feelings, etc. He understood why they both had different ideas. They wanted to go take it in a different direction, and it just wasn't going to work out. With regards to the purchasing of TNA, that all happened afterwards, so they didn't fire him because he was trying to underhandedly buy the company or anything like that. So there you go. And he revealed, I think, that he knew that he was going a couple of days before Hard to Kill.
Yeah, so basically the dirt sheets stirring up shit again, basically,
as they always do. Obviously he looked a bit upset when he was talking about it, which is fine, but he said he has no hard feelings, no hard will towards TNA. He wants them to be successful. He spent a lot of his life there, so he a lot of his working career there, so he wants them to succeed. He wants the people there to succeed, etc. So so I think that crap needs to all be put to bed, and we need to just crack on with TNA. He'll crack on with Maple Leaf, and everyone's going to be happy. But talking about TNA, talking about it becoming more and more successful, the ticket sales for Emergence are looking extremely good. Pretty much all of the floor seats are gone. It looks like the only thing left now is the balcony. Now, not knowing too much about whether it's seated on the balcony, whether it's standing room only on the, I don't know. I don't know how many they can get on the balcony, but I know that it goes round like in a horseshoe.
Oh wow, that's going to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I think there should be a fair few people up there. I think it's going to be pretty good, and I think on the night that'll probably be sold out. Standing room only sold out. I'm pretty sure of that, and then hopefully they'll get a good take up on the following day's Impact tapings as well. Hey Sid, thanks for joining us. What did you think of Wesley heel turn on NXT, turning on the Rascals? Well, I wasn't overly impressed with that either. But what comes out of that, we'll have to wait and see.
I was heartbroken. I was literally gobsmacked when I saw him whacking, trailing, kicking Wentz in the nuts. So I was like, I did not believe it was happening. I had to wait for last week's Impact to show everyone that yes, this did happen. I thought it was just some random, even when we were talking about it last week, I didn't think it still hadn't sunk in that he's just gone and done that to his brothers, and so it's like wow. But like I said earlier, now this has pushed him back into the main event scene on NXT where he truly belongs.
Yeah,
and there's unfinished business between Wentz and Lee now because of they were MSK obviously in NXT, so there's going to be a grudge match probably coming at No Mercy, which would be good to see if he doesn't beat Joe Hendry and the other guy for the number one contendership against
Pete Dunne. You've got Pete Dunne, Joe Hendry, Wesley. So whoever wins that goes on to No Mercy to face Ethan Page. So I have a funny feeling Joe's obviously going to win. Yeah. But then going to get Wesley versus Wentz, I would imagine, grudge match. And No Mercy, I'm sure. So then we get Joe against Ethan Page. That's when I'm sure we'll see the magical appearance of Josh to make sure that Joe doesn't win the NXT title, I'm sure. But there you go. So I think there's the way they're building everything up at the moment, I think is really good. I'm very excited at the fact that, ticket sales are still flying off the shelves now for TNA, which is good to see.
Fantastic.
They need to just sell out everything from now on, I think. I think that would be amazing. Xplosion, Joe.
Oh, this is a good one.
So, now I want to find out more about this Zion guy. Anyway, it was the Xplosion kicks off with Macklin versus Zion. Bit of a short match really, because Macklin sort of kind of blindsides him with a brutal clothesline to the back, seamlessly transitions into the crosshairs, and then delivers a devastating KIA to seal the victory. But this Zion guy, what do you think of him?
He is a beast. He he used to play rugby down in Australia, so those guys are huge. If you've not watched the Super League rugby from Australia, the guys down there, they're like big bloody tanks. So this guy was going to be big. Is going to be a huge powerhouse regardless. He was in WWE for a short while too, I believe as well. Tom Hanford was talking about that, so he's got a bit of history with Macklin there, or just the history of them both being in WWE at some point. But he is very, very impressive. He got, from what we did see of him in this match, he was just an absolute brick shithouse.
Do you think they're gonna? Do you think they're gonna sign this guy?
I hope they do. All I could see in the comments on YouTube was this: TNA needs to grab this guy, or if he needs to go. If he doesn't go to TNA, then WWE needs to grab him, because I don't want to see him get wasted in AEW.
He's got kind of a sort of Undertaker-y type gimmick going on,
isn't he? He's this character that shrouds himself in complete mystery. He's just, Gio Miller was talking about it. She spoke to him backstage, and he just said you can't kill what's already dead. So his whole character is a mystery. When he came out to the ring, he was really intimidating as well. He's got that wow factor as oh my god, this guy is huge. He's so impressive, and he's got that intimidation factor. Yeah, just from his character work.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's incredible.
Oh, I want to see more of this guy on TNA without doubt. He's awesome. We then get From the Vault, TNA Plus sponsored, of course.
I love this match.
Okay. Are you talking about this match from the Vault, or are you talking about the Macklin Zion match?
Both.
Okay. So we got the Knockouts Ultimate X from Hard to Kill 2022. So obviously
Amazing match.
they're starting to sort of kind of promote the Ultimate X now. Gia Miller then goes around the ring with Jay Chung. They discuss being her style, her love for sneakers, and more. So lots of bits and bobs going on there. Then we had the main event, which was First Class versus Sami Callihan and Rhino.
Off.
I love that one. And basically, after trash talking the Tampa crowd, First Class basically stole the win when AJ Francis grabbed Rhino's feet, allowing Rich Swann to steal the pin. It was basically as simple as that.
It was brilliant, classic heel tactics throughout the entire match. It was so good. I guess Sammy and Rhino, if they were to go down the tag division, that would be an interesting thing just to keep the tag division fresh. It would be an interesting angle for both of them too, and they give them a rivalry with First Class as well to really put them over.
I agree. I think it'd be awesome. Roger Sims is saying, do you think we will get a match Matt Cardona versus Steph De Lander? Maybe, but I think it's more likely to be Matt Cardona versus PCO.
Yeah. But it would be cool if Steph De Lander gets involved. Well, she will get involved. She's not afraid to step into the ring with the guys, and she's got history in ring with Matt Cardona, not just by his side. She's beaten the crap out of him once or twice in the past as well.
That's true. That is true. Mir saying First Class more like first ass. Cool. I get Mir getting, he's getting all down and dirty.
Yeah.
We're big fans of First Class here, so we love a bit of First Class.
We love a bit of money.
We love it. Yes. So then we get into Impact. Now, the show begins. I love the way they did all this this week as well. So the show begins with Steph De Lander in a hotel room discussing her upcoming honeymoon with PCO. And of course, the system then kicks off the show. They address the TNA faithful, reaffirming their status as the most dominant team in TNA. Moose then turns his attention to Nic Nemeth, promising that he will reclaim the TNA World Championship when the time is right. However, his immediate focus is on Mike Santana, whom he challenges to a match next week on Impact. Yeah, so I mean, good start to the show. I love the Steph De Lander stuff. Obviously, I love the way they're doing it. I think the production value of it is really good. I love the sort of stuff; it's really good, and I like the way they break it up as the show sort of progresses.
Yeah.
But again, like I say, the system are not done; they're not broken. They're just having a break. They're just having a break.
System reboot.
Exactly. Gia Miller then interviews Jonathan Gresham. He explains that his absence was due to not feeling well. As he speaks, Kushida enters the frame. Kushida refuses to shake Gresham's hand and walks away. Now, I thought this was really odd. This whole all of a sudden we're getting a normal John. Oh, sorry, can I just say thank you to Punk there? He's sent us a super sticker. If anyone else fancies super sticker to us, carry on. We're all good. We're all good for it. What do you think about this? I mean, what's going on here? Is Jonathan Gresham now like two characters? Is he? Is it some sort of kind of like? I don't know. Like,
he's well. If you know the thing about octopuses, they are masters of camouflage, and so I think this is what he's basically doing. He's basically hiding the fact that he's been this guy. This happened, and it's now it's like, oh, it's all gone. But there'll be something that'll happen in a couple of weeks. He'll come back out as the dark octopus. Will hopefully get the Octopussy army going again for Limpster.
we definitely need to see Octopussy as a faction.
But in general, I think it's all he's still playing the heel role, and it's all basically just a ruse to try and throw Kushida off. And but it was great to see him back wrestling as himself. Although I will say that the end of the match came. Well, how that happened was a bit questionable. He wasn't that beaten up, and he taps out really quickly. That also, for me, just shows that he's basically trying to play the fans basically for fools.
Yeah, totally. I just don't understand where they're going with it, though. It's sort of kind of, I don't know. It started to go.
Yeah, the travel disruption fucked a lot of things up as well, though. So that really,
it's like maybe they're backpedaling a little thing, right? How can we sort of kind of do this? How are we going to? I don't know. Hopefully, we get to see Kushida with all his, his writing all over him again, and that basket on his head. Yeah, some interesting stuff there. Now we then get into the very first qualifier for the Ultimate X at Emergence. Mike Bailey ends up winning his qualifier versus Jake Something and Trent Seven. Hell of a match. I mean, it was hard hitting. And to be fair, anyone could have won that match. And yeah, great match. But Mike just sort of kind of like nips it right at the end. What did you think of this match?
There's not been a bad match from Mike Bailey since he's come into TNA. And another banger from Jake Something and Trent Seven too. It was probably match of the night for me. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm just gutted that it's Jake Something that has to take the fall again. That's the only negative thing I can take from it. I wish because Jake Something's lost quite a few matches now on the bounce, and it's just annoying me. But it doesn't take away from how good the match was. It's just a pet peeve that I have because if Jake's not got any gold around his waist by the end of the year, then something's really, really wrong with the booking. With
Jake Something?
No, not with Jake Something. With the way they're booking him.
Oh yeah, it's just really weird. It's just really weird. I don't know. I think they're sort of they kind of give him these little pushes and then they sort of try to take him back again. It's like there's testing the water.
Yeah.
If they're not sure, then they sort of kind of pull him back. But whatever happens, he's always having really good matches.
Yeah.
Either way,
I hope he wins the Collier Shot Gauntlet at Bound for Glory, and then that gives him a huge year of leverage then to basically win and lose, but still have an ace up his sleeve. That would really, really boost his character and everything too, just to give him that extra caveat.
I've never heard him called that before. Somerset Slammer. This Council State Santa. Brilliant. But anyway, Mary knows that, mate. He knows that. I'm hoping you're being sarcastic with that. I'm just going to say. Tasha Steeles then talks about her climb back to the TNA Knockouts Championship and takes the opportunity to trash talk Giselle Shaw. Shaw enters the frame, followed by Santino. He announces that next week the two will face off, but this time there will be extra referees to ensure fair. Exactly. And I'm down with that. And then, of course, this was all followed up on social media earlier.
Yeah, Giselle Shaw's response to this was brilliant. I thought that was... I think Santino's stuck in between the middle of them while they're mouthing off at each other. Part of me was waiting for him to just blow up and go, guys, calm down. But they cut away before any of that could happen, but you could see it coming.
Crazy stuff. Okay, so we're going to get a match with them, but there's obviously going to be some referees involved and people around the ring, I guess. Let's just give them a lumberjack match.
Yeah.
Be done with it. Let's have a lumberjack match. Let's be done with that. Okay. Hammerstone then approaches Santino and mentions his newfound interest in the X Division, calling it cute. Santino responds by saying Hammerstone can consider himself in a qualifier. At that moment, Eric Young walks into the frame and reminds Hammerstone that they have unfinished business to settle. And it was sort of kind of left there. I'm liking the way that they're doing these backstage segments at the moment. It reminds me very much of WWE back in the Attitude Era. The way that they sort of kind of like built these sort of these different feuds, and different stars would sort of come into a frame and then out of the frame, and someone else would come in, and I think it's all very clever. They're working it really, really well, and again, production value of the backstage segments is really good, and you're not losing you're not losing that kind of like sort of kind of standard vision that you see that we used to get backstage, then go to the HD or the HD. You know what I mean? You're not getting that anymore.
And the audio quality is perfect. The lighting is good, and you don't feel disconnected from...
Exactly, and the color within the camera is the same as what you're getting out in the ring. So it's good.
You don't feel distracted too much from one event or the other when it's going on backstage or back into the ring. That's how they've got it really nipped in the bud and done really well now. And hello to John Rosado from Florida.
Buddy. Thanks for joining us. Bonkers has also joined us as well. It was good to see Bonkers.
Yes.
He's saying that Zion was an NXT, used to be on NXT, known as Zion Quinn, before he got released. Okay, that's cool. I've never seen him before, so I'm excited. If we get this guy, I'm very excited. I think he looks awesome. And can I just say thank you for the super sticker, Somerset? Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so we then get Kushida and Jonathan Gresham as Jonathan Gresham, and after what I would class is a quite a mat-based match, what you'd expect for Jonathan Gresham, both masters of locks and different bits, and the ground game of wrestling, pure wrestling, or whatever you want to call it. But Kushida definitely gets the win over Jonathan Gresham. What were your thoughts on this one, mate?
It was a technical masterclass that you'd expect. And people were wanting to see for ages. This was just pure wrestling at its best. Kushida showing he's one of the best. Jonathan Gresham is definitely one of the best mat wrestlers in the business right now. And it was so exciting as well. It didn't drag on, which is one of the reasons why the American companies don't usually go for like wrestling matches like this, because they seem to just lose interest. But this was just perfect in-ring storytelling from start to finish. And part of me was waiting for Gresham to spit the ink back into his hand and like do something like that, but
regress back into the character of Ink.
Yeah, but the only real underhanded tactics he saw was when he got his leg stuck. Apparently, when he in that figure 4 leg lock on Kushida, and when he got to the ropes, so it was very, very subtle heel moments in this match that sort of hinted that Gresham's not fully on side. But then he's had that in the past when he's wrestled cleanly as well. He's just been so wrapped up in his submission moves, he gets himself stuck. So, but it was really, really well played out by both of them.
I agree. And Mira's saying, yeah, I agree with that as well. Gresham did tap out really quick.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
I think that quick submission right there, it is, that's just showing that Gresham's not healed. he's disguising the fact that he's just been this evil thing for the last couple of months.
Well, I'm hoping that they bring Octopussy back to fruition, and we get the faction Octopussy. I think it'd be really good. Here you go. So Barry he said he did wonder if they were putting the Gresham character on hold due to NXT crossover things going on. I don't know. I don't think they would do that, but I don't know. But Gibster, it looks like they've gave up on the Octopus Gresham gimmick. I don't know. I think this is all tying into it. I think you're going to find he's going to come back again. I think it's some sort of kind of like bipolar kind of storyline going on. I think maybe he doesn't know that he's Ink. I don't know. He doesn't realize that he's Ink. A bit like what was that? Have you ever seen that? I've forgotten what it's called now. There's a film ages ago. What was it called? It had the guy in it was had bipolar, and he was like all these different characters. One of them was called the Beast. I'm trying to think what it was called now. And then they did a sequel to that called Glass. Have you seen that?
I've seen Glass, yes.
Right. So the character in it was like the Beast character.
Yeah.
There's another one. I've forgotten what it's called. I think it's like. What is
Oh God, I can't remember. I watched Glass when I was in hospital.
But
during rehab, I saw it then.
I want to rehab, and I said no. Split. That's right. Split. That's what it was called, because it was all about split personalities, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's got some kind of split personality going on.
Yeah.
You never know. Nathan Fox, thanks for joining us. Thank you, Gibster, for that. Yes, split. I remember it now. Okay, so maybe that's what's going on here. Some kind of, some kind of split personality thing going on. I don't know. We just have to wait and see, I guess. But that's what I think. Now, ABC addresses the TNA faithful, proudly talking about what it means to be the TNA World Tag Team Champions and posing the question, who's next? Enter Speedball, who thanks ABC for helping him become the best. He then asked them for the honor of joining the X Division qualifying matches. What did you? I think this is good, because you can't have an X Division qualifiers without having Ace and Bay involved, can you?
Yeah. I was so into the promo that they were doing. Then when Matt Bailey came up, you could almost see like a record scratch. But the matches that they got set up for them this week, my God, it's going to be so hard to see Ace and Bay not getting through to this match, which is a great way to keep the tag team titles off the card. Not putting down the guys that they're facing, because they're facing off against some really good competition. But I can see Ace and Bay both going through now to the Ultimate X, and it'll be a really interesting to see how they work together in the match. If they do both go through to the Ultimate X, and I'm pretty sure if they both go through, we'll see Trey Miguel go through next week.
Okay, it's going to be interesting. David Valentine,
my 2p. It's not my 2 cents. I got 2p.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But we don't do spoilers here. If that turns out to be true, we don't do spoilers here. Okay, just so you're aware. But thanks for joining us. Okay, so Steph De Lander is in the hot tub this time. I bet Craig gutted he missed this conversation.
Yeah.
She's dialing PCO to check on his ETA, but her call goes straight to voicemail. Did you like his voicemail?
Matt Cardona.
French Canadian Frankenstein. Here. I thought it was interesting. So anyway, so again, they are forward in this storyline. It's getting further and further in. So we're starting. Where the hell's PCO? What's going on? How has he left Steph in a hot tub in a hotel room? He's doing nothing, mate. What's going on?
Limpster could have been there filling in for PCO, but
he's not getting his left tit out for his wife for nothing.
No.
Terrible. Anyway, Rosemary then enters the impact zone to answer Jordynne Grace's open challenge. Now, we spoke about this last week, that it'd be nice for Rosemary to get an opportunity, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I'm really pleased that we did. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us, bud. So I think that was fantastic. But anyway,
I didn't realize this was the first time they've actually faced off against each other one-on-one.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Given how long they've both been in that, I know they faced off, as Havoc and Rosemary versus Rachel Ellering and Jordynne Grace, and I think Havoc faced off against Rachel Ellering a couple of times.
That's the very first one-on-one.
Yeah, but wow, that's incredible. Jordynne Grace has been there for about 5 years almost, and Rosemary's been there for about 9.
Yeah. I mean, we were getting a fantastic match. The match was really good. In fact, it was just getting to a really, it was really starting to cooking on gas. and between the KO champ and, of course, the current champ. I think what you have to understand is a former Rosemary is a former Knockouts champion.
Yeah.
Taking on the current champion. But anyway, Ashboy Elegance then appears ringside, and the personal, obviously, concierge distracts the referee while Ash lays both knockouts out with a kendo stick.
That's disgusting!
It damn right is. The referee sees this and calls the match, ending it as a no contest. Now,
I want a three-way Emergence, Rosemary, Jordynne Grace, and Ashboy Elegance.
yeah, I think that would be. I think that's where they're probably heading for Emergence, I would imagine. But a real shame because that match was cooking. It was really, really cooking. And Barry saying that PCO was left tit, and Matt Cardona, who's a right tit, ideal pairing. I like it. Right. We hear from Josh Alexander. Josh addresses the Nic Nemeth, talking trash about him being being the face and standard of TNA wrestling, and goes on to call Nemeth a transitional champion.
That really, really burnt. It's that when he just mentioned what you're like in WWE, the fans like, oh, and then when he says a transitional champion, I don't think they were expecting that. They're expecting him to say Dolph Ziggler, like Steve Macklin did. But when he said that was like an even bigger burn than what Macklin gave.
Oof. Anyway, Nemeth, not taking kindly to the walking weapons words, hits the ring, grabs the mic, and smashes Josh with it before super kicking him in the face, sending a clear message. He then picks up the mic and declares that he is fighting champion, and that if Josh wants a match, he's got it next week on Impact. So that was a cool segment, actually.
Brilliant segment. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it as well. I thought that was a really good segment, and obviously setting up this Thursday, which is good. Slammer said, always looks crap when someone wields weapons they can't use. Interesting.
Well, if you let Rosemary go around with a massive butcher's knife, then I think a lot of people would be questioned about their managerial skills.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Paul Mathewson's saying the same thing. He's saying, like, not sure about Rosemary's new gimmick with the bag of weapons. I said that as well. I don't mind the whole putting the black rose on her victims and all that kind of shit, but I'm not really getting the weapons thing because she's not using them, is she? So I don't know. Anyway, after the match, after all this goes down in the ring, Santino officially announces that Josh Alexander is the #1 contender for the TNA World Championship. Kazarian interrupts, claiming that the title shot should be his. Santino responds, saying Kazarian isn't even in the conversation, but since Nemeth is a fighting champion, Kazarian will get his chance. Well, as long as Nemeth beats Josh Alexander, I guess. So I guess you never know. Limpster, Rosemary trying to be Abyss, the hardcore hive queen. I don't know, maybe.
Definitely.
He is her beautiful monster after all.
Yeah.
Then we get our second Ultimate X qualifier of the night. So we get Zachary Wentz versus Casey Navarro and the NXT star Dante Chen.
He was so good.
He was very good.
Wow.
And basically after a top draw match, for me, probably the match of the night, Wentz picks up the victory. That Dante Chen guy, woof, he's good. Got a lot of time for him. And of course, Navarro, I love him as well. I don't understand why he's not a signed talent. He keeps expressing that he should be on the socials. He's like, I've got X Division written all over me. He probably has. You're probably right.
I think he's using that more as a gimmick. I'm not signing anywhere because he's like, I think he's using that as a gimmick more than anything else to put himself over. He's like one of the most wanted guys out there. He just seems much more happier to be going around place to place, and it's working out for him brilliantly.
Maybe, but I'd like to see him as a more permanent fixture within TNA because I think
he fit perfectly.
He would. Steph De Lander is seen in her hotel room now. when there's a knock on the door. It's Matt Cardona, who says they have bookings and money to be made. She promptly shuts the door in his face. The scene then cuts to PCO held by two men as Cardona viciously stomps on his head. Okay, so...
Ooh, that's mean. Limps just sent out his hitman.
I think it was. I think it probably was. I think Limpster has sent Cardona in there. I think that's what it is.
He's not on tonight, so he doesn't have to comment on everything that's happened.
Yeah. But either way, and there was a bit mentioned about the property thing as well. It wasn't really mentioned, but because that's been going on all week with regards to him saying that she's his property.
Yeah,
she belongs to him and all that shit. But anyway, yeah. So there's all that going on. I think now I'm going to say this now. I thought this went fantastic. The way that they presented this story with Steph, in her hotel room, then she's in the hot tub, back in her hotel room and stuff. Where's my monster? Yeah, and then it turns out that he's been kidnapped by Matt Cardona and his cronies. Yeah, interesting. And John, they probably would. PCO, Rosemary, and Steph De Lander would be interesting. It's interesting you should say that, John, because when I interviewed Rosemary, nice little plug there. When I interviewed Rosemary a few months back, we talked about PCO, and she said that he's a monster she'd like to play with. So it would be interesting if we can get PCO involved. I honestly believe that PCO could be the next beautiful monster, but hey, who knows? But this, I think
something just crossed my mind, but I'm probably not going to say it. But Rosemary wants to play with PCO. Rosemary wants to play with left tits.
Left tits out.
Yeah.
Anyway, after this segment, we then get Joe Hendry versus Wolfgang from Gallus.
Incredible match.
I think there's a lot of people out there that don't know that there's a history between Joe and Wolfgang, because obviously these guys came up through the Scottish OCW. So they've actually had loads of matches in the past. They've had a bit of feud in the past and stuff like that as well. So this was almost like a full circle moment for these guys.
Yeah. It's been like 10 years or something since they last faced off against each other, and Tom Hanford was saying, Wolfgang's thoughts on how Joe Hendry's changed and everything since then. It's just blown him away how different he is now compared to when he last stepped into the ring with him. Which is nice to know. That even though there's a rivalry, there's still that bit of professional courtesy between the two of them.
Yeah, but I thought it was a really good match.
It was
Joe pretty much.
Match.
I think Joe pretty much had the best of him pretty much the entire match, but it was a good match. Wolfgang's a good wrestler. It's good to see Joe defeating another NXT talent.
A guy as tall as him doing a swanton bomb, that's insane. I've seen Brian Cage and Willie Mack do it, but my God, it's just always insane seeing guys that tall and that big executing a swanton bomb that cleanly. It's just insane. Yeah,
it was good. It was good. It was a good main event. It was a really strong main event, and like I say, it was good to see a TNA talent getting one over, obviously on NXT.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Of course, we forgot. We had to put that one in there. Then we go into the parking lot, and Mike Santana and the system attempts to brawl, but security rushes in to hold them back.
Let them fight.
Yeah. While all this is going on, Impact goes off air. Again, I like the way they're setting this up. We want to see Mike Santana face someone like Moose. It's going to be.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, really. I think this is sort of match really would have been better for Emergence.
Oh, but this isn't going to end cleanly. We're going to get something massive coming for Emergence with Santana in the system.
Yeah, maybe Homicide's going to turn up and save him. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if he did. That'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
I think he faced off against Hernandez or Homicide recently.
Yeah, because Homicide's on his sort of kind of like retirement tour type
Yeah.
thing, isn't he, at the minute? So I think they did face off. I think I saw something.
It was in Puerto Rico.
That's right. Yeah. So it's all good. I mean, all that stuff is brilliant. I love Homicide. He was great. I still believe we could bring back LAX, but with Mike as the leader as opposed to part of a tag team.
Yeah.
And he's the leader. He's a main eventer. He them, So those guys that I think Conan had a couple of young lads that are going by LAX.
Yeah.
Why can't Mike bring them in? He could be their leader. Like Homicide and Conan were for him.
Yeah.
When he came in, you know what I mean? It'd be interesting.
Yeah, Santander's whole goal right now is to go it alone.
I get that, but in this kind of world, going it alone doesn't necessarily mean you have to solely be on your own. He could still be going it alone, but with his own faction. But as like I said, that's the only thing. That's all I'm saying. I think it'd be good. I think
it would be good because it'd be a faction to take on the system. At the moment, it's the system versus everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, we need another faction which is like the complete opposite to a system, to the system, as it were. You know what I mean? And that's why I said I thought it'd be great if OVE came in, because they're about as anti-system as you could possibly go.
Oh, definitely. Love to see Fulton and Jake again.
I could see, with the fact that Bobby Lashley, for instance, is now free. I mean, imagine if him and
MVP came back. That would be amazing.
Yeah, they could bring back. I think they call it. Did they call it? What was it called? Hard something or other, or I don't know what
someone
they call it.
in the chat. I can't. I don't remember the.
They had a faction. Is it the Hurt Business or something like that? Which basically, in reality, was just like BDC, wasn't it? The Beatdown Clan or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they were in WWE. So, and there you go, Gibster. That's what I'm talking about. Bring back the BDC. That's what I'm talking about. Beatdown Clan. Let's bring back the BDC. They would be awesome to face the system. BDC all the way, I say. Beatdown Clan. That would be great. But guys, let's look forward to this Thursday, TNA Impact. Of course, TNA Impact on Thursdays. We've got Steve Macklin apparently has something to say. So we're going to hear from him.
Piss off! That's what Macklin's going to say. He's insulting that guy. That guy in the audience that was winding him up during this match. He has the guy he's facing caught on the cross. He says, "This is for you." Just destroys him.
Just destroys everyone. Steve Macklin, anyway, has got something to say. So we'll look forward to finding out what that is. We're also going to hear from the Knockouts champ, Jordynne Grace. He's got something to say, which I'm assuming is going to be aimed at Ash by Elegance. We're also going to get a couple of Ultimate X qualifiers. So we're going to get Chris Bay versus John Skyler of the Good Hands versus NXT star Riley Osborne. Now, I've not seen Riley Osborne, but I've heard he's very, very good. He's young, but he is a perfect X Division style wrestler. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. We've also got the second qualifier being Ace Austin, Jason Hotch. Big fan of Jason Hotch. And again, versus a ripped Rich Swann. Rich Swann is looking in bloody great shape.
I know.
He's incredible.
Looking incredible. He's on my Facebook. I've watched his stuff on Facebook. He's been he's given up alcohol for like at least about 5 months or so, something like that now, and he's just got himself into huge. He
just looks amazing. He's ripped. He's absolutely ripped.
I'm sorry, I was struggling to find the words for it.
Yeah, he's absolutely ripped. And he did say giving up alcohol and all the rest of it. But again, when we've had Jake on recently, he said it took him just going completely sober, getting rid of the alcohol and the shit. And look at the shape he's in now. He's in the best shape of his life. So I think he's looking amazing. So this is going to be a hell of a match. I'd like to see Hotch win. I don't know about you.
Yeah, like I said, it seems obvious that Ace and B are going to win, but I'd love to see Jason Hutch win at least to throw a spanner in the works of we're definitely going to be seeing ABC versus Wentz and Trey, which is how I'm seeing it pan out now. Is like Wentz and Trey, Ace Austin and Chris Bay versus Mike Bailey, which will be pretty an amazing match, but it will be as expected. So it'll be wow, this is amazing, but we've seen all these guys face off against each other before.
Yeah.
But if Jason Hart should get into this into Emergence, that would be amazing because he's someone who really deserves a push. The Good Hands deserve a push in general, but Jason Hart, his in-ring work on his own and some of the other promotions he works with is just insane. He's so over everywhere he goes.
I love Jason Hotch. Big fan of Jason Hotch. Tasha Steelz versus Giselle Shaw, where we talked about that one earlier, when we were talking about last week, where they're going to have referees or whatever around the ring to make sure there's no shenanigans going on and cheating and stuff.
No, Tasha never cheats.
No, she doesn't. She's the greatest to beat the greatest. But Giselle Shaw is going to be the greatest to beat the greatest to beat the greatest.
That's what Xia Brookside is currently.
Yeah. That's true, actually. She is, yeah. Barry's saying that Hotch is a great wrestler and really good on the mic. Always confuses me why Skylar does all the talking for the Good Hands. I agree, because I think Skylar on the Good Hands, I think John Skylar is almost like a throwback wrestler to like the 80s. He's an 80s throwback. And his promo style is just basically insult the crowd to get the booze. That's pretty much it. But anyway, Mike Santana versus Moose is going to be a cracker of a match. And like I said, I'm torn on this one because you don't want to see Moose lose again after losing his world title, but at the same time, I want to see Mike Santana win.
Yeah.
So it's kind of. I'm on the fence with this one.
Well, eyes on Eddie Myers and Alicia Edwards. Where are they going to be?
Well, maybe that's how they're going to get around it. I don't know. But then we've got, which I'm assuming this is going to be the main event, Josh Alexander versus Nic Nemeth for the world title. Big match.
Amazing.
Big match. Huge. In fact, if you think about it, you've got some big matches full stop on this card.
Yeah.
With Mike Santana versus Moose. In those Ultimate X qualifiers are fantastic. Giselle Shaw versus Tasha is a big one. So some fantastic matches on this card for this Thursday. So I would say make sure you watch him.
Yeah, it's a great way to keep the hype from Slammiversary, and they're building into Emergence brilliantly with this.
I think so. Yeah,
on fire with all the stuff in the NXT as well as two huge
much
shows, huge shows in 2 weeks on from TNA, and we've still got another week to go till Emergence.
It's just amazing, just absolutely amazing. I think some of the stuff we got going at the moment is fantastic. The production value seems to be improving. The backstage segments are great. I love I love the stuff they did with Steph De Lander this past week was fantastic. So I'm really, really looking forward to where this goes now. All the stuff we've got going on, all the pieces coming together.
Yeah.
It's going to be great, and I'm hoping Trevor Lee turns up at some point as well. But anyway, I think that's all we got time for this week, guys. But one last thing before you all go, because I know once I get into the ending of the show, you all sort of bugger off. But I want to quickly mention that in 5 weeks' time, we've got our 200th episode of Impacted. So we want to celebrate it because we're at 194 now. We want to celebrate our 200th episode. At our 100th episode, we got quite a lot of former guests, and we've got different people, congratulating us on hitting 100. Well, I want to do this one a little bit different, and I'm not saying we won't necessarily get a few guests, sending us messages or whatever. We may well do, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from Eric Isaac, Mir, Nissim, and Paul Matthewson, Barry Monkey. I want to hear from you guys, and Zach Bonifer, Gibster. I want to hear from you guys. So I want you guys to do us some videos. letting us know what you think of the show, why it is that you tune in every single week. You can let me know how much you hate me, or who your favorite host is. All this kind of stuff. You can say whatever you like. At the end of the day, you guys keep coming back week after week. We must be doing something right. So
Wonderful.
if you want to do us a video of yourself, letting us know what you think, maybe doing a congratulations, that's up to you. But it would be nice to hear maybe some of your favorite bits over the last few years. What are your favorite?
Any guests we've had on in particular that you guys want
to
highlight?
Was there any guests? Yeah, any guests that you particularly liked? Is there anything that you particularly liked that you think would be you wanted to put on the show? So what I'm going to do, I do need to leave a link where you can send a video. I think probably the best thing to do would be to send it on send an email, maybe send it on something like WeTransfer or something. Do a WeTransfer and then send it to Lord Bison 45 at outlook.com. So send it there. All right, do a WeTransfer, send it over to Lord Bison 45 at outlook.com, and we will make sure that we get it on the show. So you got 5 weeks to do it. Well, I'd say 4 weeks, because you want to get it in good time, so we've got time to sort of kind of like get it all on the system and everything else, so we can play it for you. But yeah, get those videos in, guys. I think it'd be really cool, because as we've said before, you guys are just as important to this show as we are. Without you leaving your comments, without you joining us every single week to watch the show, there's no actual point.
That would be breaking down, giggling like a knob for every 5 or 10 seconds.
Exactly. So get involved in that. Send us some videos, guys, and we'd love to feature you on our 200th episode, because you mean an awful lot to us, and we want to show you that by playing your videos. But guys, I think that's all we've got time for this week. Also, if you want to show your support for the TNI UK team, please feel free to super sticker us, or head over to prowrestlingtees.com/total nonstop impact for some great t-shirts, or head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. Links, of course, are below. On the merch store, we got all sorts of stuff on there. Man, there's bags, there's hoodies, there's t-shirts, there's mugs, all with the logos on. We recently added quite a lot of the new impacted logo stuff. So go and check all of that out. Would be great. Maybe when you do your videos, you could have your mug, your impacted mug, or your impacted t-shirt, or I don't know, if that's what you decide to do. Whatever. It would be cool if you were to support the show in that way. All TNA shows are available to all of you listen on the go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. Where can we find you on the socials, my friend Joe?
You can find me at JOK empty space on Twitter. You can jump onto Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. Look for hashtag empty space, hashtag into the void, or if you fancy to take your taste buds and your sense of humor, hashtag daily giggle. But approach with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Your sanity. I got to say it because Craig's not here, so I got to do it. Sanity. Anyway, and of course, I know that I know Craig's not been with us. I know LimpstarUK's not been with us today. He was in the chat a little bit. So if you want to follow him on X, I believe he's on there as @NetworkStooge. Go and check that out. And of course, if you just do a search for LimpstarUK, you will find him on all the social medias as well. If you want to follow TNI on the socials, all you got to worry about is We Talk Impact. That will be on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on X, YouTube, wherever it is. Just pop in We Talk Impact and TNI UK. TNI will pop up. You can find me at Lord Bison 45 on the X. And if you want to follow my journey into super peak performance fitness on the TikTok at
Big Papa Bison.
Big Papa Bison. TikTok at Bison by Design. go and give me an ad, man, because I add stuff on there with regards to TNI, as well as obviously my journey when it comes to the fitness stuff. I like to, inspire people. If I can do it, you can do it. So, guys, go and check it out. Go and follow me on TikTok. It's gradually creeping up the numbers on there as well. But I would appreciate the support and the follow. Please take the time, of course, to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. Maybe 2 if you've got 2 accounts. If you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget, of course, to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or, of course, a smash to never miss any of the great TNA-related content from, of course, ourselves, the UK team, and the US team each and every single week. With all that said, I've been Bison, and, of course, he's been the Joker and the Limpster in the chat. And this is, of course, I've been, of course, Bison, like I said, and this has been episode 194 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Bye.